Thank you so much for hopping on last minute. I know kind of gave everyone less than 24 hours. So if you don't see your team on here, we highly encourage send them the Zoom link, have them jump on. We're gonna go through some updates on what's happening. Actually, last night we got a chance to reconnect with Kai with corporate to get some updates of some things that are happening. So we want to make sure that you guys are all up to date in the know of what's going on. So did you want to kick off or you want me to do some of the updates? Okay.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay, so I'm gonna kick off with updates. We get to do the fun part and kind of tell you guys what it is, and then Luigi and Jason can go ahead and inspire you guys and talk about what they're doing in the field. But guys, as you guys know, let's start with some celebratory announcements that officially OlyNation is now at $23 million in total sales after 11 months running in business. So congratulations, everyone. That is an incredible achievement. You guys officially crossed over to $21.1 million or $23.1 million in total sales. There's over 16,000 members that have joined OlyNation worldwide. And guys, I will tell you, if you're impressed by those numbers, we haven't even begun yet as an entire organization. What that 23 million represents is that you guys all saw the vision, went out, laid the groundwork, laid the foundation for others to come upon and explode and grow faster than any of us could imagine. And that's really what the pioneers are designed for, is that you guys took the most arrows to the back. You guys sacrificed. You guys were the ones in the field trying to navigate and create the pathway for everyone so that the ones that come after you have nothing but gratitude to show to all the people that went out there and really sacrificed in the early phases of working through all the challenges. Until this day, guys, we're still working through it as a brand new company because believe it or not, Ollie Life as a company is only 3 years old, but it's breaking records. It has over 400 millionaires or multi-millionaires in the company. And genuinely, guys, the company's not even in momentum yet. So we're definitely excited about what the next 12 months to 5 years to 10 years from now is going to look like for each and every one of you guys. So we can't express enough how much gratitude we have for the level of understanding that all of you guys come with. I know it could be frustrating. I know that it could be, sometimes dark, trying to figure out what is the vision, what's the next move. And we're not heavily connected all the time and we don't get a chance to always talk. But I do want you guys to know that in the 11 months that we've been around and the opportunities to be able to be connected and hear what the upper level leadership and corporate is doing, genuinely, all the decisions that they make, I want to say this very loud and clear. It's never with the intent to harm an individual distributor. It's always with the intent to expand the company to be even more transparent, even though you guys may not agree with it, but I'm going to explain to you with the transparency. You have to know that culturally, you have to understand that we are not a US based company, okay? So every decision that the company makes, it's in the greater vision of creating Ollie Life to be one of the best companies to exist, not just in network marketing, but in tech, health and wellness, robotics, all the things that they plan on getting involved into. So guys, the decisions that the owners make is not to harm an individual. It is truly to expand the vision and the growth of this organization of not OlyNation, but Ollie Life as a whole entire company. So I just want to say that so that you guys continue to put forth that every single time you experience or encounter something that may feel like a challenge, but really it's just a test, right? Because I look at everything in life is that you're not being challenged for no reason. You're being challenged because you're being called to be greater. So that's all it really is. And so I want you guys to know that the first update that I want to talk about, which, stirred the pot a little because everyone's like, well, how do we know our organization? Because the nicknames are not there. Guys, I will tell you, just plan that nickname's never going to come back. Will it come back? Maybe. But just have the thought in your head that the nicknames are most likely not going to come back. And some of you guys are probably wondering, why did the nicknames go away? This was actually in preparation for Hong Kong's main global office. So if you guys did not know this, or maybe you didn't hear it, Paul did announce it to the leadership. But we go through a lot of announcements. Sometimes a lot of the data kind of gets crunched into everything else. But Ollie Life's goal is to make the Hong Kong headquarters one of the main biggest headquarters for Ollie Life. It's going to be very impressive if you have team that go out there. And a part of Hong Kong laws is transparency. So they had to turn the entire back office over to the government to prepare for the opening of Hong Kong. Okay. So I cannot tell you legally, logistically, what does that all mean? Cannot get into the details of it, but just know a part of them exposing the entire back office to the Hong Kong government was another reason why they took away the nicknames. Okay. So that's the only thing they told us. I don't live in Hong Kong. I don't run a company in Hong Kong. I don't work for government to even give you an idea of why that makes sense. But I trust the company that they're just doing it for the purpose to continue to expand the vision and the goal of this company, which is what we all want. We came here knowing and believing that we wanted to all put our names to something that was going to be different, that was going to be long term, that we can truly, truly leave a legacy behind. And guys, I'm going to trust the process because here's why. Everything that the company's been able to do for us and our entire organization and what we've requested, they've kept most of their promises. And the only promises that they haven't kept, it's not because they don't intend to do it. It's just not on the list of priority yet. It's going to happen. It's just going to need more time because there's other things that are more obvious that need to be taken care of. And that's all Tuan and I can trust on is that if you say you're going to do something and you actually do it, every single day you're going to gain more of my trust. And that's where I stand with the entire corporate team is that since Tuan and I got to personally meet with the owner August of 2025, from that moment moving forward till now, not only has Paul, Ryan, and the owners all kept every single word they promised that they were going to do. That's all I can run off of is that all of our uplines have never told us that they were going to do something and didn't do it. So that's number one. So just prepare that we're most likely not going to get the nickname portion to come back. So we did request a resolution. We're not going to talk about that because we can't guarantee it. So I don't want to give any false hope. But just know that we did request an option in the back office. Kai is going to get back to us and find out, can it be done from a programming standpoint? But for now, the resolution, and I think maybe Luigi, you might get deeper into it. I don't know. But I'm just going to suggest it a little bit is that there is a part in the back office that you can take the EA number and put it in and get the name. I'll let Luigi kind of go through the details for you guys so that you can visually see that. But there is a bit of resolution and I'll let Luigi get into that. But let me go into the other updates that are happening with OlyLife. So if you are an M1 and M2 in the United States, Canada, Japan, and Korea, guys, as you know, our commission option is USDT crypto right now. The reason why, because we ship into 160 plus countries and the company need to ensure that they're going to pay everybody their commissions. And instead of dealing with banking issues, crypto was going to be the easiest way and the fastest way to pay everyone's commission. But in this last several months, starting of January 1 of this year, they've been test piloting direct deposit USD for the upper leadership before they make it go live for everyone in the countries that I mentioned, right? Guys, we have to slowly expand. So if you are an M1 and an M2, guys, this was your month, April 15th. I know not everybody hit the deadline. Some of you guys are going to prepare for the end of the month. But April 15th, all the M1s and M2s got an opportunity to test USD withdrawal. Tuan and I have successfully pulled out 3 times already. And I can tell you guys, it works 100%. It goes straight to your bank account. And it is amazing, right? If you want the USD, it is available. It is pretty seamless. It is a bit of a tedious process that's manually done right now, but to be expected, right? As you're expanding and growing a company. But the good news is, if you were in Asia or you heard the rumors that there is a MasterCard that is a debit card tied to OlyLife, everyone that went to Asia was told that all OlyLife was waiting on was MasterCard's design approval. Well, exciting news, guys. The approval or the design has been approved. All of the executive teams have been utilizing the MasterCards all across Asia to ensure that the card works. They're projecting sometime this summer, the MasterCard is going to go live. So what does that mean? That means your commissions can be transferred to a MasterCard debit card. So you can pull cash out, you can charge it anywhere that they accept MasterCard. So that's going to be a big deal, guys. That is actually an OlyLife card with MasterCard. It's not a third-party system. The company owns it. They got it approved through MasterCard, their logo and design. And again, we don't know exactly what month, but they're saying sometime this summer, the MasterCard will go live. Okay. So that's incredible, guys. Excited. I know many of you guys have been asking. I'm going to make this update once and once only, guys, because we get this question asked all the time. We do not know when the water machine is coming. Nobody gets told ahead of time before anybody else. We don't get any VIP treatments, get told early. No, we don't. Just know that none of us know when the water machines are coming out. At some point, they're going to announce it. Toan and I just have trust and faith that they'll let it go when they're ready because I know they just barely started catching up on Shake and Massager because that was a huge hit to the market. So, and when I say hit was a lot of people bought the product. So again, nobody knows. Um, I would say quit asking, but I know you guys are just excited. But just know that when you guys ask us, we really don't know when the water machine's coming out. Okay. And then next thing that I want to talk about is Europe. As you guys may or may not know, if you are building in the European market in less than 6 months, corporate is opening up a warehouse directly somewhere in Europe. We don't know the location yet, but because there has been a lot of shipping problems getting products all across Europe, the war also has an impact on some couriers. Corporate had 120 products stuck in customs and it was stuck for a while. So they reshipped 120 products, and those lucky 120 people ended up getting double devices because 2 days after they shipped the new shipment, they released the 120 that were stuck. So the company, they did not ask the receivers to send back the second product. They just got to keep it for free. But that's how much integrity the company has about making sure that you get your product. It might take a little bit longer than usual, but circumstances is the only reason why it would cause them to delay the shipping or might be stuck somewhere. So, because of the amount of volume that is starting to generate in Europe and with a lot of the issues that are happening, they foresaw that the investment to go find a warehouse to direct ship out of Europe was going to be worth it for the market. And so now they're stating that in less than 6 months, they should have a warehouse direct somewhere in Europe, shipping all across Europe directly to them so they don't have to deal with customs issues. They don't have to deal with the massive delays that a lot of people are dealing with. And they don't have to deal with the possibility that their products are stuck somewhere and cannot be tracked. Okay. So that's exciting. Guys, that just continues to show the expansion of what corporate's willing to do. I know there are other markets that you guys are wondering, well, what about this country? What about that? Guys, I promise you, there are multiple countries on OlyLife's radar right now for expansion. Right now, their biggest priority is they got to get USA open. They got to get South Korea open. Once all that is free and clear, that's when they're going to move on to the next biggest growing market and lead me to my last announcement, guys. I can't share with you all the details just because certain things are private with the company, but just know that the home office or the headquarters for California is going to be delayed in opening for several factors from a compliance factor. They have to get everything cleaned up with compliance and get everything streamlined, organized, and compliant before they get ready to build out California's headquarters. So last night when we asked Kai what's the update, and if you guys know how corporate operates, they usually don't tell us a time frame until they know with a definite that they can tell us exactly when things are going to happen. So Kai did say that most likely us opening up our headquarters at the end of the year is not going to happen only because there was some compliance things that they needed to handle and they want to get that all cleared before they go ahead and move forward with the build. So California is still happening. It's just going to be delayed. Okay. So nothing new, guys. Typical business. Everything that we want usually in our time frame usually doesn't work out. And it's usually something with logistics. Don't mean shipping, just means operationally from the back end side. So I just want to give you guys all those updates. We're very appreciative of corporate constantly keeping us up to date. And as we continue to get more details, we will then go ahead and announce it out to the field. So that's pretty much my part.
Perfect. Awesome. Everything else that you're
Oh,
good.
shoot, Thailand. Sorry. Sorry, guys. I get to talk a lot about all this stuff. Thailand qualification. I know there's two things, the condo and then the trip. A lot of you guys are asking, when do we get to go to Thailand? Paul said he will give us confirmation of dates next week. Then we will be able to announce to all the M4s what is official, and they will then proceed to work with the organization to book the Thailand trip. How do you know if you qualify for Thailand, guys? Go look at one of your personally sponsored line, and if it generates 3,000 in volume, then you've qualified. That's the only way right now that we can manually figure out PV if you've done 3,000 in volume is go look at one of your personally sponsored line, check their volume, and if it generates 3,000, whether it's left, right, one leg, or both, you've qualified for the Thailand trip. And then condo, guys, want to be very clear about how the condo qualification works. Okay. You have to make $100,000 through performance and binary income after the 20% deduction. So when you look at your total bonus, has to equal $100,000 in earning when you add the performance bonus and the binary bonus together after the 20% deduction. Now, I don't know when this is going to go live, but in your back office where it says campaign query, eventually corporate's going to update that hopefully soon that it will track the data for you manually for the condo so that you can just go to that specific section and look at it to see where you're at in earnings. Guys, this is year one. If you don't hit this promo in year one, in year two, they will announce the new rules because they're going to be giving away condos 3 years in a row. It's going to be a one bedroom, one bath condo in Pattaya, Thailand. So just know that you want to run towards it. If you don't hit it, it's okay. They're going to run the promo for another 2 years after this. So I think that's it. I'm truly done now.
Perfect. Awesome. Well, guys, I'm actually excited that Van was able to give everyone lots of updates. Usually, we try our best to do an update once a month as a leadership body, but of course, we've gone several months without doing updates because ever since to be honest with you, ever since end of January, a lot of things have been streamlined in the United States. I mean, we've got a couple things that are wonky here and there, but for the most part, anybody that's been around for the past year knows that this is night and day. And we figured, hey, why rock the boat when it's not rocking, right? It's like things are moving. So all of us are just basically just, spearheading, working, and we're just out there building a business. But we figured, hey, let's do an update and give you guys some things. So Van spent a lot of time talking about, opening up North America. That includes Canada, that includes United States. Um, so what's exciting about United States and the whole North American market is that as this market opens up, this opens up the rest of the market that speaks English, okay? And with the North American market, hence United States being the first primary English speaking market that's opening, guys, believe it or not, I would say 90%, 80% of you guys are from the North American market. I would say a good percentage of you guys are in the United States. We actually stand as the example for the company to follow, right? Guys, keep in mind that for the last 3 years, there has been a North American organization here, but they weren't the example to follow, okay? They were an organization that did everything the wrong way you can imagine. Some of you guys have heard of terms like front loading or garage qualified. These organizations were actually ordering 100 devices, 50 devices, under accounts, and there weren't real 100 people. They were just the leadership was telling them to just invest and spend tons of money and just really get a bunch of devices and then basically flood the market. And what that did is that impacted the market in a very bad way. That actually devalued the devices and that created poor duplication in the marketplace. And that's the reason why the first 3 years it was very challenging in the North American market. And of course, the leadership that's on here that is chatting with you guys, we all just, came together and said, look, let's just be the example for the corporate to look at. So that way they can say, look, we trust this organization. This is why we're going to open up the English market. This is why we're going to open up United States, Canada, and of course, now we're opening up Australia and the European market. Now, having said that, we never really do a training on this. I know that Jason and Precious have lightly have touched on it. I know Luigi's has lightly touched on it. Even ourselves have lightly touched on it, but we don't really talk about it. But today we're going to make a huge statement today, and the big topic today is going to be compliance. So compliance, guys, I'm not going to lie, it's the most boring topic to ever talk about. I actually don't even like talking about it because it's not exciting, it's not fun, it's quite boring. But it's actually happened. We need to talk about it. And here's the reason why is because when we did get on the phone with corporate, they said that, guys, we are definitely starting to tighten things up. And we absolutely respect your guys' organization, you guys as all of us, okay? And a lot of you guys don't really know what compliance is because it is very confusing. There's a lot of cumbersome stuff that's in there. There's a lot of jargon, and I want to be able to, keep it really simple for you guys. Compliance is basically, if it sounds like you're making medical claims or guaranteed income, you don't want to say it. That's the simplest thing to say. If you are saying anything that sounds like you're making a medical claim, I have X medical situation and this cured it. That's a medical claim. If you said, hey, listen, guys, this is amazing. I have made X amount of money and I did it in 3 months, anybody can do this. No, not everyone can do that. Okay. There's a lot of hard work, dedication. There's some people have big networks. Some people actually work very hard for many years. So there's a lot of different factors behind it. So this creates what's called false promises. And so with the United States, with these three-letter or agencies, these organizations, they're looking for ways to be able to ding the company or find ways to not allow companies to operate in North America. So we, as an example organization, we have to operate at a pristine fashion, which means um, not, to have compliance in mind starting, I would say starting today. And I'm not telling you to not share testimonials. What I'm saying is that if you are sharing testimonials, try your best to stay away from words like cures or this helped with, I don't want to use these words, but this helps diabetes. These are things that you want to stay away from. You don't want to say this heals your body. Okay. I've heard that before. Okay. I've heard people that, this is healing people. Cannot say that. I know you may believe that, but we cannot say that. And I know some of you guys are saying that in different ways, meaning like maybe the energy is very healing, but we cannot say that. The biggest part is this is that we are a social media driven society now. So when you're on social media, whatever you say on social media, it is actually echoed for eternity. So we have to be very mindful of what we say on social media. Now, people have asked me, can I actually just say this like privately between like two friends? Yeah, sure. That's no problem. You can share your testimonial privately amongst the, on a private matter. I think that's okay. You can, if you're gonna share your story, okay, share your story. I would say something like in terms of share your story in regards to, hey, I'm not making any medical claims. I'm just telling you my own personal experience. This is what's happened for me. And then if you end up slipping up, okay, which we don't want you to slip up, just say, hey, listen, just so you know, I'm not making any medical claims. Go ahead and make sure you consult with your primary physician, your doctor, and actually see if it's good for you or not. I'm just letting you know what's happened for me. So it's very important that you really disclaim these things and when it comes to sharing your testimonial, okay?
Oh, let me just add to what you're saying. The good news is for everybody asking these questions in the chat box, you can always punch those questions into Chat GPT and say, is this compliant with the FTC with MLM? And I promise you, they're going to answer all your questions because the good news is the FTC has all these rules on the internet that Chat GPT will organize it for you guys.
Yeah, and then you could say stuff like this, like instead of saying I have diabetes, you could send something like, "Man, I mean, I'm in my 40s, so I talk in slang, okay? Man,
I don't think you should give suggestions.
oh, I'm not sorry, so I'm even out of compliance for giving suggestion here. Look, just try your best to think of things like
Just
don't.
put it in Chat GPT.
Yeah, just kind of like think of words that are more compliant using ChatGPT. By the way, people always ask me all the time, "Hey, does this help with medical? Does this do this with medical?" You know what I say? I say, "You know what? I don't know. I'm not even a doctor. You probably don't even want my answer because I barely graduated high school. But here, why don't you go on ChatGPT, type that same exact question and see what all the data around the world has been compiled and see what ChatGPT says, and you can come up with your own answer there." And then basically it's okay to ask AI, these information. Okay. So guys, in terms of just in compliance in general, just keep in mind that when you're on social media, this is my summary, okay? When you're on social media, be mindful of what you're saying because what you say does echo for eternity. That's number one. Number two, if you're going to share your testimony, share from your own personal experience. Don't tell someone what they need to do with their money. Don't tell someone what this device can do for them. Just tell them what has happened for you. Watch out for the words that you say and always never insinuate anything that comes with medical or income or guaranteed income. This is very important, okay, as we move forward because once this gets tightened up, you're going to start seeing we are going to move faster when it comes to opening up the North American market because this is one of those things we got to touch upon. And on this same subject, guys, my last thing I want to share before I pass it back to Luigi is this.
Hmm?
Yes. Oh,
Okay.
yeah. On the same subject, okay, of compliance, as an organization that really prides on doing things the right way and making sure we're leading by example, I always want to say that OlyNation really is prideful about making sure that we operate in a form of protecting each other as a community. What I mean by that is that we all have to look out for each other. We have to operate clean business. And let me make sure it's more direct. We believe that there's absolutely um, no cross recruiting that's happening in this organization or at all. And what I mean by that is that because of this organization is growing so big, these things can potentially happen. It's a dysfunctional family, right? And I know that everybody is like excited, everyone's working towards reaching certain goals, certain ranks and stuff like that. And sometimes there's these things that do happen that, this person's friends with this person, but, they're also friends with this person and blah, 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 right? Sometimes these things are very confusing, but in the end, we have to work like this. If a person's already in an organization already, congratulate them, excite them, cheer them on, and make sure that they continue to build down that path if they made a decision to already join the business already. If they are not joined anybody, they basically, haven't engaged in a conversation, all that stuff. Again, guys, we have to operate on pure common sense. The common sense is like, hey, if a person's already engaged with somebody else, make sure to respect it. So that way, the culture that we have here, we as a leadership body, and if you're a new person too, you're hearing this, you're like, why is this important for me? We want you to know as a leadership body that we care about having a culture that we continue to look out for each other, that we love on each other, and it is a safe haven environment where you can feel comfortable that you can build. And we all, as a leadership body, look out for each other. If you are confused and there's like a gray area that you think, like, wait a minute, what about this? Get with your leadership and just talk to them about it because we want to make sure that you feel comfortable building this business and other people are not just basically impacting or hurting your business because all of us here we want OlyNation to be a long-lasting residual business for you and your entire family. So, anyways, that's that on the compliance thing, you guys. I have one more subject I have to share, and it's very, very important since there's a few hundred of us on here. Guys, there is, if you guys already got your ticket rate, this is congratulations. And if you're brand new and you're hearing this for the first time, you're going to hear it right now. June 26th, June 27th, we're having an OlyNation event in Anaheim, California. We're really excited about it, you guys, because we actually have an amazing jam-packed training event that's set up that is going to blow you away. A lot of you guys have questions on tech, patents, product training. We have an entire training segment on that. In fact, we have like a practitioners panel where doctors, practitioners, naturopaths are coming together and they're going to pour their hearts and education to you on the little things that you think that are like, what if someone asks me this question? What do I say? How do I say it? You're going to have the best of the best when it comes to the technology and the patents and the products. That's going to be trained there. Some of you guys are like, I don't even know how to prospect. How do I generate new leads? We have an entire segment on just how to prospect, how to generate leads, how to recruit, how to follow up. We got some of the best people that are following up like crazy and they're recruiting people and building a massive empire. We looked at their numbers. We said, dude, you're killing it. Okay. Forget all the people who are making top money. There's going to be top money earners, but who's in the field right now that are recruiting like a banshee and following up and just killing it, right? We actually picked those people out live. They're killing it right now. They're going to be training on stage. Social media. Some of you guys are like, I don't even like leaving my house. I want to be able to go on the internet and want to build a business utilizing social media and just make a killing. We have the best of the best people that are killing it on social media and branding, and they're going to be training on that. Comp plan training, how to work with people. We have an M2 and above panel, how to approach clinics. Guys, some of you guys are like, well, I have this like med spa. I don't know how to talk to them. Guys, we have people that are actually crushing it and they're bringing in these med spas and these practitioners and they're just putting these P90 pluses and P90s in there and they're just enrolling customers like crazy. How many of you would like to learn how to be able to do that, right? You don't want me to train that because I suck at that, okay? I'm terrible. But we got some of the best of the best of the people that are going to train on that at that event. Aside all that, guys, we have a special guest speaker, Busy Bone. Some of you guys grew up in the 90s. He was one of the singers, one of the rappers, hip hop artists of one of the most popular bands, hip hop bands in the group, Bone Thugs and Harmony. So he's going to be the keynote speaker. He's going to share his story. It's an amazing story, but it's going to be very entertaining throughout the whole entire event. So this is an event you don't want to miss. Ticket sales are live until we are sold out in max capacity. But you can go to olynation.team, grab your ticket. It's 219.
Yeah.
It's 219. Tickets are available right now. Make sure you get it because I promise you guys, this is an event you don't want to miss. My last thing I'll say is this because I can talk like crazy. I apologize. I talk a lot. Is you want to make sure if you are serious about building this business, grab your ticket, do it now, because after you do it, you're not thinking about going to the event. You've already checked all these things off. You're going to ask yourself, okay, I got to get 10 people there. I got to get 20 people there. I've learned a long time ago, the person that has the most butts and seats and they get trained are going to build the most successful business. This whole entire business isn't about knowing how to sell. It's not knowing how to present. It's knowing how to get a bunch of people learning how to do a bunch of little things over a long period of time. And so you want to get this group of people in front of these people so that way you can get them trained and build a long-term successful legacy business.
And
Yeah.
last thing is no, we're not streaming online because then we would have to censor every single speaker to be compliant of what online streaming world is like.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, we do have that
no,
question a lot. Yeah.
we will not offer online streaming. You just have to be there.
We don't have any group discounts because we've actually negotiated with them. The price of the group was actually more expensive than just like the we're like, okay, we're not going to do room block because it's too expensive. So the hotel that we're having the event at, Hyatt Regency Orange County, is a very, very good hotel, and the hotel rooms are pretty affordable, and there is rooms available. So you can just go ahead and actually contact Hyatt Regency Orange County and then book your rooms before they are sold out because they will. Okay, so guys, thank you so much. I'm gonna pass it back to Luigi. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Did go longer than expected. Appreciate you. Pass it to you, Luigi.
First of all, I'm glad because I normally do these calls every day and I talk for 50 minutes. So for once today, I'm just going to talk for 10 minutes because I want to leave at least 15 minutes for Jason because we never hear from him on our calls here. So I'd love to hear from Jason here today. First of all, thank you everything for those wonderful updates. When you want to talk about hardships, all right, I'm sorry, I started a year ago, even 12 months ago. I started before actually Toan and Jason started actually working this business. And it was hard a year ago, 12 months ago, everyone. It was really hard. I tell you everything that we went through. What we're going through now is, my God, it's ice cream. It's like it's good. All right, what we're going through. Now, of course, nothing is perfect, but I can tell you one thing that where we were in the shipping, where we are now, the credit cards that were working now, even in Europe, yes, some places in Europe, it's a little bit harder than the north. That if I'm looking at France and other countries, it's actually not, it's going pretty good. There's a lot of positive around this coin. I put this shirt on today just to tell everyone how blessed I am. 61 years old. I've been marketing for, I don't know, man, 40 years. And this is the first time I find something so incredibly awesome. Not awesome, first of all, for the product, because the only reason I'm here, I'm excited, is because of the products, everyone. That's why I started blowing it up. Even when everything was in Chinese, we had no marketing, we had no team. I just love the products, and that's what kept me going. All right. But now, when Tuan and Jason and all the other great leaders here came along, well, of course, this has become so much bigger. I mean, this has become so big that there's nothing that's going to stop it. And I want us all to remember that we're all on one team here, and this is pretty awesome because I mean, even what like I said at the beginning, I have people from my team that love following Jason and everything he does in his community. I have people from Jason's team following everything we're doing in our community. And you know what? It's all good. It's all open to everyone. All right. So just want everyone to understand that it's not like, well, if I know I'm aligned with you, Luigi, I'd rather work with you. No, you don't have to work with me. Stay where you are. And if you want to use everything I have, you can use it. Like there's no reason for it to come with me. You can use everything I have anyways. So that's the kind of respect I love having in this leadership. And that's what, that's a little bit what Toan was saying. As we're getting bigger and bigger, we can't help respect each other a little bit because this is going to be so big that all of us here are going to be so excited. I want to talk about one little issue very quickly. It's the username. Of course, every time something happens, there's a little blockage, just a little one. And that blockage, you can either let it affect you or use it as a stepping stone because every time something happens in your life, you can either use it to become stronger or to get weaker. Well, I'm using that username to get stronger. Now, how am I doing it? I just want to give you a little example here because some people get a little bit lost on it. I don't see the names anymore. I don't know where everyone is. I'm so confused. Well, okay, let's make it a little bit easier to deconfuse yourself. Now, I understand for certain individuals, it might be a little bit harder to grasp, okay? Just a little bit. And I can respect that. But in your upline, there's somebody that can help you out, right? And if it's not your upline, it's the upline up the upline. I mean, that's what being a sponsor is. It's helping your people that you're bringing in, right? You're holding them by the hand. Well, here, let's say this is my position right here. And I want to know who is this new M1? Because now there's an M1 here, but I don't see the name anymore. Oh my God. Do I freak out? No, I just look at the number 900939. I go to financial management. I go to e-wallet transfer. Just remember, because my brain is shot lately. 900939, 900939, 900939. 900939. I have to repeat myself to remember it. Oh, I can see it's Norma. Okay, so that's Norma. Beautiful. So congratulations, Norma, for becoming M1 and all that. Now, the other thing that you can do also is while you're building your team, I mean, let's be honest here. You know who your M2, your M3, on your left side and on your right side who your rock stars are. Well, just call them up. Hey, Pete, what's your ID number? All right, thank you very much. So I write Pete M2 on the left side. Hey, Ethan, what's your ID number? Okay, oh, M4 on my left side. Hey, Anna, what's your ID number? On my right side. So I just made myself a little spreadsheet, of all my key people and understand where they are, where I can find them. Now, yeah, but now where do I place my people? Nothing's changed. For everybody, I'm not going to get into the comp plan right now because it'll take us half an hour, and I don't want to do that. But by the way, it's pretty simple. We all know that we have to put somebody on the left side first. So you're building down the left side. Okay, the left of the left. When you open up your left side, personally sponsored, not spillover, personally sponsored, now you're allowed to open up your right side. On your right side, well, guess what? The person you open up on your right side has to go to their left side because that's the way that this system is done. I like it. I think it's pretty cool. It's kind of smart. So if I find somebody on my right, I'm going to go to the left of the right because I'm creating momentum on the left of the right and the left of the left. So if you want to analyze it, it's the left of the left and the left of the right. Now, if I look at this here right now, do I need names to understand where I put somebody if I find them? Well, you can see here I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and there's probably here, if I open it up, there's 46 people on the left side, right? Right here, you can see it. So 46 people, and here on the right side, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, you don't need to be a genius to understand that. I'm just going to put them on the right side right here. So I'm not saying that it's perfect now, that all of a sudden it's better. No, it's like it's one extra step because when you want to find out what the ID number, you have to go to financial management. You pretend that you're sending an e-wallet to somebody and you find out who that name is. Yes, you reach out to your leaders. So it's one extra step. But is that going to stop me? No, not at all. It actually excites me even more because in the end, what I see right here are just committed leadership like I've never seen in any other community, in any other team. This company is top level. We went to Asia in January, Jason with all his team and all our team. We just saw it in our eyes, the company, the value, the owner, the future, some of the things that these guys are coming with. It's not just wellness devices, it's AI technology. Hey, maybe even big R. I won't talk about it yet because it hasn't been announced yet. But there's a lot of things happening around the corner, my friends. This is not just a normal company. I really want you to analyze that, to understand that. And in the end, there's nothing that's easy. All right. If it was all easy, we'd be all at the top, right? But one thing I can tell you, if I look at network marketing as a whole, it is probably easier than most network marketing product-based companies. I can say that from the bottom of my heart. It's just easier. Why is it easier? I'm going to end it on this word. Because here, there's no auto ship. We started our community on the frequency 1 year ago. And 1 year ago, I'd say that most of our people are customers, right? Yes. All those customers, some of them, they love the product. After 3, 4 months, they started sharing it. Some people started sharing it after 7, 8 months. Some people started after 9 months. But you know the beautiful thing about OlyLife? Since we have no auto ships, nobody has to quit on us. Isn't that awesome? Like this is the first time where we're building a community that is just going to keep on growing and growing. And there's no reason to get kicked out. You're not in the comp plan. There's something different happening here. There's a different vibe. There's a different frequency. And if we all respect each other and hold arms, and we like, it doesn't matter whose team you're on, and we can all help each other, we're going to go so far. And if you think and I don't want to take anything against the Asians. I love the Asians. I think their technology and what they do is even higher level than what the rest of the world is doing. But wait till they see the Western market also, outside. Because remember, there's Asians also outside of it. Remember, Toan, remember when I did that event there and I was talking about there's also Asians outside and all the other nationalities. So all I got to say is thank you very much for coming on the call, Toan and Van. Thank you very much, Jason. And thank you all the leaderships that are here. I mean, there's just so many blessed people. I mean, we could have all of you talking here today. Jason, take it away. I wanted to keep you, I don't want to hog it on today, so I'm going to keep 14 minutes for you, brother. It's all yours. I really do.
Right on, guys. Well, first of all, congratulations to everyone on this call and for all the massive success throughout the entire organization. I mean, it's so exciting to see, all the new M1s, all the new promotions, just everybody winning, and Luigi, you touched on something that if I don't bring it up right now, I'm gonna have ADD and forget about what you touched on. But you touched on, consistency, and what I want to share is that as we grow, right, you know, us all being on the same page, and I feel that that's really why we're here. As we grow, um, we want to make sure that we're keeping the main thing, right? And these are all the things that we talked about today. And what we're going to talk about is what we've been focusing on really for the last few months. And as you guys know, we started off doing marketing for the company and then fell in love with the product, the stories, started doing working with the business. And you know, OlyNation.team, we've really been focused on making sure that we pivot, we tweak, we adjust as we go. And we look at analytics, we're constantly working together. So I do want everyone to know that, there's no, you know, Toan and Van system. There's no Jason Precious system. There's no Luigi system. Yeah, we may have things in addition, but we do have one system that we follow through OlyNation. So we got on a call and we looked at how we're onboarding, what helped everyone start off in the very beginning, and that was really sharing the products, getting, this is a business. When you look at the promise of network marketing, right? I love network marketing, but what I loved about network marketing was when I first, was introduced to network marketing, 15 years ago, and that was really what I felt what the true promise of network marketing was, right? It was The true promise of network marketing was to take a product directly from manufacturer to the consumer, cut out all the costs, cut out all the middlemen, right? And you're able to save money and, pay people to market the product. And I think over the years, it's just got so diluted. And for the first time in 15 to 20 years, you have a company that's able to actually deliver on the promise of network marketing. And that's why you see so many people coming back. That's why you see so many people being attracted to this company because of the ethics, because of the integrity of the company itself. Okay. So we do know that so many of you are so many marketing geniuses are on the team. So many leaders. We're attracting so many leaders, and you're 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 totally free to do whatever you want as long as it's ethical, right? But we wanted to make sure, Tuan, myself, Van, Precious, Luigi, that we have one system that you can always come back to and follow. And that's what I want to touch on, what Luigi is talking about, right? One system that you can always rely on. And then things that you want to do, you can do in addition to those things. But we want to be able to promote one system, right? And that's OlyNation.team. That's our website, right? That's our whole company, our whole team. Well, our whole team website, not our company. And that is, look, I have to give mad props to the leaders, not just Toan and Van and Luigi, but just the leaders in general in this organization, because we have a unique situation where, and I think it's to our benefit. The company focuses on these. The company stays in their lane. They make sure they have amazing products. They deliver amazing products. They make sure that we know where every penny goes to, right? And they focus on logistics. And Precious and I can definitely attest to the fact that whatever corporate says that they're going to do, they will do. And they will move with speed and boldness as fast as they can. And this is one of the main reasons why we've been here and why we've continued doing what we were doing for so long. Okay. So what we want to share is something that we've been working on. We're very excited about this. And I know in the beginning, we were trying to think about what we're going to call it, right? Because at the end of the day, we got to keep the main thing the main thing. What's the main thing? What is a hero of Oly Life? It's our products, right? Because the people that win are the people that are demonstrating the products daily. If you the more feet you get on a P90 Plus or on a P90, no matter how smelly the feet are, the more feet you get on the machine, the more you win, right? The more people trying our products, the more you win. But a lot of people don't know how to get people on the products, right? So I don't know if y'all know this, but on OlyNation.team, we actually have a section that shows you how to get started right. Why is that important? Because who here wants to get started wrong? Nobody, right? We all want to get started right. And I know some people don't even know where the getting started right button is. We all take responsibility for that as leaders, and we should tell you where it is. Okay. So we have been working on a lot of things, because we look at the analytics of our website and we see like who's watching the Getting Started Right. How many people are watching it? Where are they falling off? Right? Do people want to watch an AI for 20 minutes? What's the website? It's OlyNation.team. Okay, we're gonna put it in the we're gonna be promoting this a lot more. Okay, so we're on a call about about a month and a half ago. I think it was myself, Toan, Van, and Paul and Precious. And, we were looking at, how can we make things better? How can we improve the system? Right. And I think that's something that you always, you know, as an organization, as leaders, when you mastermind, right? Napoleon Hill talks about the mastermind. When you mastermind, it's not about how can we create all these new tools and how can we do things different. No, it's how can we take what we have, right? Our core things, right? That we do every day, the simple things, and how can we do it better? So we're going to share with you guys some new videos and some new tools that we're going to be introducing that y'all are going to have access to very, very, very soon. And we're excited about them because we think they're much better than the tools that we had in the very beginning. Now, don't get me wrong. Don't blame the tools because a lot of y'all hit six figures with no tools, okay? But now we have even better tools that we're excited about, and I want to share this story. Tuan, Van, and I were all, and Prez were all talking about, how can we make this more entertaining? How can we, and how many of y'all been to Disneyland before? Universal Studios, right? You're standing in line, you're about to experience something, and what do? They tell you while you're standing in line waiting for this, they're telling you like, hey, you're about to get on the most exciting ride of your life. If you're pregnant, if you have this, if you have that, don't get on the ride, and make sure you keep all arms and legs, inside the ride at all times. Anyways, so we're creative, we're marketers, all right? So we decided to make this a lot more fun, okay? So I promise you, what we used to call grounding parties. Now, grounding parties, a lot of people, it brought them back PTSD because some of y'all were bad kids, and you were grounded a lot back in the day. And you're just like, no, you know what? Grounding parties brings back too many bad memories. Okay. So, and then we're thinking, why don't we call them frequency parties? But then Diddy had to come out with freak parties, and it just didn't. It just wasn't a good. It just wasn't a good thing. So, I believe it was Tuan, or I don't know who it was. It doesn't matter. It was probably me. I'm just kidding. I think it was Tuan, and we're talking about, what can we call it? Yes, IPEs, in-person experiences. We think it's professional. So now we're going to be focusing on what we're going to be introducing IPEs to OlyNation.team, to OlyNation. Okay. So we're going to be creating a video that's going to walk people through the steps of how to set up an in-person experience. Okay. How to invite, how to make sure that you do it the right way, what to say, how to set up, your whether it's a one-on-one, whether it's a 2-on-1, a 2-on-2, a whole house full, right? We're gonna get that for you, and we're gonna get it down to about 5 to 6 minutes, because I know right now the video is 20 minutes. Then when somebody gets on the machine, we're gonna have another video that's going to actually walk them through their experience and right before they get on the machine. So we are going to debut a few minutes of it, because we don't want to give too much away, but a few minutes of the brand new IPE video inspired by Walt Disney and the minds of Mint Digital and share with you guys today. So you guys are gonna get so excited. I just know this is gonna explode the market. I mean, this is just some of the things that we have in place, guys, and we are so pumped up. All right. And we wanted to do this together to show, guys, there's no this team, look, there's like 30,000 different teams right now in this organization. But really, at the end of the day, we want to show like, there is a united front here. All the leaders, we're together and we're moving forward to making this work, to making this a legacy company and protecting this company with everything we have. Okay. So with that being said, I'll have
Like,
Precious
That
here.
real long. I was like, let's play it.
No, we got to build up we have to build up the hype.
Okay.
We have to be like Toan and Van. They're so good at speaking,
They go back and forth.
Gotta practice.
I'm just here, like, also excited to play the video.
All right, guys. So
Okay.
you get someone in your house, many people in your house, the P90 is in front of them, and this is what you turn on. You don't even say anything. You just have them watch this. Please, I hope it works.
Okay. Wait.
Hope the sound works.
Can you see the screen? Okay. Here. Play.
Okay.
Welcome, travelers. In just a few moments, you'll be embarking on a journey, not through space, not through time, but through something even more mysterious, the invisible energy that powers life itself. Before we begin your OlyLife P90 or P90 Plus experience, let's prepare for the journey so the pure energy can flow freely. Make sure you have a glass of water close by. Remove any metal jewelry, watches, rings, phones, or other personal electronic devices from your body and pockets. Now please take a comfortable seat. Turn on the device and gently place each foot fully in the middle of each energy plate. Yes, just like that. Perfect. Step 1. Turn it up to a comfortable level. Breathe deeply and relax. Step 2. Keep your feet comfortably on the plates the whole time and let the warmth and gentle pulsing come naturally. Step 3. Take the water nearby and take a nice sip. Hydration helps your body respond to the experience you're about to have. Let your body welcome the Earth's energy beautifully. And step 4. Try not to fall asleep. We say that jokingly, but it actually happens more often than you'd think. Now you might be wondering, what exactly is this thing? Great question. To understand what you're about to experience, we need to go back, way back. Every second somewhere on Earth, lightning strikes the ground. When lightning hits the Earth, it releases powerful electromagnetic energy that travels through the surface of the planet. These waves move through the Earth's magnetic field and create a natural frequency known as Schumann resonance. Scientists often refer to this as the natural heartbeat of the Earth. For thousands of years, human beings were constantly exposed to this.
So, did everyone hear that okay?
Heard it. I watched the whole 20 minutes of it yesterday,
yes.
and I was blown away. All right. I can tell you right away. It's a very smart idea. When Toan reached out to me yesterday, he says, "Hey, we have this concept we've been working on, me and Jason." He says, "We're going to create this 20-minute video where people, while they're doing their whole session, instead of having to play one little video here, one little video, adding, what if we had one video where they could have the whole journey? And while they're on it, and you have to explain to them what's happening, the whole video is explaining what's happening." I mean, listen, I don't know. I thought you guys were smart, but no, your guys are pretty smart. That's good stuff. Good stuff, buddy.
Yeah, I mean, and you guys, I mean, throughout the presentation, it's gonna stop. Hey, make sure you're drinking water. Hey, put the light on your forehead. Put the light on. So you won't, guys. You don't have to know anything, and that's all about. And that's That's what network marketing is all about, right? It's being introduced one time, being able to take your product, take the video to someone's house, play the video, and get them to sign up and have them duplicate and then do it again, right? It has to be able to leave 100 to 200 levels away from you, right? And then the second part of that video doesn't even have to be played add an IPE. It's something that you can share that does basically the entire presentation in a very cool way and shares all the different products that we have to offer. So, guys, we are truly excited for what's to come. We're consistently working to make things better and to enhance every aspect and every experience of Ollie life, because we really do have something very, very special. And we're excited to, partner up with Luigi, partner up with Toan and Van, and with all of you, with all the leaders here. So if you guys haven't been seeing us, we have been traveling. I mean, it's funny. We left our house May of 2025, and we haven't gone back. We've been living out of a suitcase since May 2025, and it's been an exciting ride. So with that being said, you have anything you want to add?
Just excited to be able to share the final videos. And yes, the pen is going to be on that video. I got the question right there. Okay.
Oh yeah, and look, there's white people, there's
All
Yeah,
you
there's
know
Filipinos,
we
there's
got
upside
brown
down.
people, we got all the colors, you know. we
yes.
It's just that I want you guys to understand when we film this, these are actual people that we filmed. So these are all, and we only had our camera crew in the Philippines. So we filmed Filipinos. We just had to turn them into different, different ethnicities. So this was a very long process of what we were able to do. We don't, blue people, yeah, we do have some blue people. It depends on, yeah, anyways. But yeah.
Yeah.
So, anyways, thank you guys. Luigi, we'll turn over to you to end the call. But thank you for having us and for inviting us on this call. And thank you for this entire organization. I mean, we truly love this. We truly love being a part of this organization. And you know, being able to help people is just really the most rewarding thing. And being able to just be in alignment and connecting with all of you, it's huge. It's huge for us. So thank you from the bottom of our hearts. And turn over to you, Luigi.
First of all, I won't have that much to add because your closing words were very powerful. And your words resonate completely with all the leadership on our side. That you know what, like you mentioned just earlier there, I like it. It's not about, one system, this system, their system. It's like we're one team, everyone. Like everybody can use the tools they want. They can work with who they want. You want to follow who you want. But in the end, we're still one big happy family. And that's why we wanted to have a kind of special call today because we do have a special bond, me and Jason. And when I say Jason, by the way, I want you to all understand there, it's all of Jason's people too that I personally shook hands, hugged, and I had an amazing time with in Asia. But there's just so much wonderful things around the corner. I've Listen, I'm not better than anyone else, but this is the best ride I've ever done in network marketing. And I really mean that from the bottom of my heart. This is the best community, best ride, best product, best project, best corporate staff, best future, and the best leadership that we've ever surrounded ourselves with. So, everyone, blessings, because what they're actually bringing to the table is a lot of very smart stuff. And it's just starting, all right? Because Tuani's heads was spinning yesterday, he was talking to me about a whole bunch of other things. I guess it must be between him and Jason. I don't hear all the backstory, so I just find out in the end when they kind of come out with it. But it doesn't matter. At least I got to try it out yesterday on the P90. But there's so many ways we can build this business. Way number one is simple: just get people on the machine. Grounding partners are, how did you call it? IP what again?
Yeah, IPEs, in-person experiences.
Well, I think I like that better than grounding parties. So we're actually going to start using that terminology. So, of course, it's, IPEs, just getting people on the devices. But I'd like you to remember two things. I want to congratulate all the teams that are doing small little events because remember that product-based companies are built on events. Now, OlyNation event is one thing. Those are big events. But in between, you could have small events, even 10, 20, 30 people, 40 people. It doesn't matter because when you're doing a IPE at home in your living room and you have 5, 6 people, that's fun, eh? 5, 6 people. Imagine if you have 25, 30 people. The energy is even better. It's even more fun. It's even more exciting. And if you're not very good at closing somebody, if you succeed at bringing them to one of these small events, that person might be closed, maybe not because of you, maybe because he heard Jason talk, or maybe because he heard the story of somebody else at that event. So I really want you to focus. Like here on the next run, everybody around the world, if you can be doing even small events, that is so powerful. Trust me, small events just doesn't cost a lot. Get together with a couple of leaders, a couple of dollars each. There's people on our team doing it right now. Thank you very much, all of you. I know that Jason, your team has been doing that since you started too there. So that's how we build this business. And of course, online. Well, that's an edge that we have a little bit more than in Asia, because in Asia, they just do the first 3 parts. They don't do a lot of too much online compared to us. They still do, but we also have that extra edge that we can also work all of that together. All right. It's like one big happy cake. Love you all. Thank you, Jason.